These are the real characteristics of the client's adipose tissue. As you can see, my client has 25 millimeters. We're talking about a severe case here. Remember that now the agreement, the type of composition, is the depth at which you are going to perform the procedure. My client also has a certain amount of adiposity here behind the arm. We're talking about 15 millimeters. And 15 millimeters in the arms is also considered moderate to severe. So if my client turns a little, here on the sides we can see that she has 23 millimeters. And if we're going to work here at the bra line, she also has relaxed your arm a bit. She has 22, and those are already significant folds, which indicate to me that she has excess adiposity, but even so, you can see that she has panniculitis. You can't actually see that she has panniculitis, but if you come closer now and look here, what do you see? Panniculitis, but what kind would it be? Compact or flaccid?
Compact.
It would be compact. Very good. See, that's compact panniculitis, the kind that can be seen with the naked eye, but when we pinch, we can see it, right? Wow, there it is. Now, along with the compact panniculitis, look at the excess adiposity. What is the first procedure that we should start performing? The hands should be placed in this area so that they never interact with us. The first thing we do is stimulate circulation in general, mainly lymphatic circulation in this case, between the tendon and the navel. In the epicenter K area we stimulate, she exhales, and when she exhales, we start to apply pressure until the exhalation process is finished. We allow her to breathe again, exhale. At the moment she exhales, that is when she breathes out or expels the air, we apply pressure. How many repetitions do we do right here in the center? 10 repetitions, okay? Now we move to the inguinal triangle. What is the inguinal triangle? It is formed by the inguinal ligament, the sartorius, and the adductor longus or brevis. And this consists of applying pressure. The pressure we're going to apply here will be more superficial than the pressure we apply over there. Here we stimulate the cisterna of Becker. Here we are stimulating the superficial regional inguinal lymph nodes, which are close to the surface, so you shouldn't apply too much force when stimulating them. We are working on the inner part of the thigh towards the triangle, towards the groin, and towards the iliac crest. We can also do this on this side in the same position without needing to switch sides. And we can work it in a circular motion with movements that go back and forth, or with movements that simply go up and down. Once we finish 10 repetitions, 10 repetitions, we go here to the back of the knee where the popliteal fossa or the popliteus is, and we stimulate a number of lymph nodes. The pressure we apply here is the same as the one we apply here. Less than the pressure we applied here, because here it goes deeper, here it's more superficial, and here is just as superficial as over here, because these are superficial regional lymph nodes. We also stimulate about 10 times on one side, and then we do the same on the other little knee. By stimulating in this way, look how interesting, right? What we're basically doing there is this movement, see? See, it's like gently applying pressure to the pectoral clavicular region with slow, careful, and gentle circular movements, or movements that go back and forth, back and forth. See? For people who are ticklish, try to work with the palm of your hand, but not with the tips of your fingers, to avoid that ticklish feeling. And here we come and work on the anterior elbow joint, the lymph nodes that are in the front of the elbow. 10 repetitions, with each point about 10, 12, 13 repetitions. See? This is called cellula convex. It's the first product we use to start the body treatment, and we do so because it's water-based and ionizable. Since it's water-based and easy to apply, with a very small molecule, you can ionize it to the negative pole, okay? With the galvanic water, or you can simply apply it by hand. But before using it, what should you do? You should perform the test. What test? The patch test. What does the patch test involve? The patch test consists of applying a portion of the product right here.
Ladies, I think that's better.
Okay? The patch test is something simple. It involves applying a portion of the product and pressing it in until as much as possible is absorbed. Then we bend the elbow and let it act for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, there will be either a normal or abnormal reaction. A normal reaction will be redness, warmth, and itching. An abnormal reaction is when there is swelling, a rash, an outbreak, or simply inflammation. If this second case occurs, it should be washed off thoroughly with plenty of water and soap, and then a little 1% cortisone should be applied. It can be hydrocortisone or in cream form, okay? Are we all in agreement on that? Well, since that's not the case, thank God we have excellent products that produce the necessary physiological hyperemia to improve your condition, because now we're going to work directly on the skin, but it has to be after 5 minutes, ruling out a possible allergy to the active ingredients. What are the active ingredients in this product? L-carnitine, focus, olive, okay? Guarana, excellent products with active ingredients that induce hyperemia. Okay, now we're gonna apply a bit of this product, but what should we do to the skin before applying the product? Exfoliate the skin. What do you use to exfoliate the skin? Use a scrub, you can use Dead Sea salt, you can use brown sugar. In short, anything with grains that will abrade the area to ensure good exfoliation. What is the purpose of exfoliation? To remove dead cells from the surface of the skin so that afterwards the active ingredient can enter, penetrate more efficiently, and reach from the stratum corneum, you see, to the deepest layer. And XP apply the product as many times as necessary until the skin is already moist, okay? You should always spread the application. You're going to XP, you're going to spread it over the entire area you're going to work on. If you're also going to work on the arms, then lift the arms a little and make this movement, you see? And when you work on the arm, you should also work on the upper back. You see, I always prefer the disposable ones that cover the shoulder, so you wouldn't have this limitation. Okay, it's disposable, just on the shoulder. Turn this way, and we do the same on this side, right? We apply a bit of product. And what are we doing? Exfoliating and helping ourselves with what? Exactly with this product, and an exfoliating glove. Okay? After we exfoliate, we apply the product and leave a thin layer of the product there. You see? And like this. There, what for? So that the product can penetrate. As you could see, this ampoule, this vial, had already been opened. It had already been used previously. And yet, look, I still have some product left, okay? Enough for another client. It helped me exfoliate, made the exfoliation easier, and at the same time, I applied another portion of this product. That product comes in this presentation. I mentioned to you about exfoliating gloves. This is it, an exfoliating glove. Thank you. Come, and what we try to do is exfoliate the skin, you see? Helping ourselves with what? With the existing moisture. We can moisten it with the same product, or we can moisten it with neutral gel, okay? There are many who, see? I like to use it exfoliate with Eat Wet, Never Dry. These are the dead skin cells that would stick to the glove, and now it's free of dead cells. As a result, it will allow the product to be absorbed more effectively. How would the skin be? Ready for what? To absorb the active ingredient. Look how interesting that is. Wow. This product is spectacular, seductive, okay? What is happening there on her little arm? A hyperemia, a warming effect, and that's what would normally happen to the skin. That is not an allergic reaction. That is something very normal. It's a reaction to the product causing hyperemia. However, it is not an allergic reaction. We agree on that, right? Yes. Once we apply the product, we should cover it with a towel. With a towel or with a thermal blanket or with a hot pack or with an infrared device. Any of these alternatives can be used if you don't have a hot pack, a sauna, or an infrared device. Simply with a towel. And here we cover the client like this, in this way. Thank you. We let it work. Even if we treated the arms, tuck the arms in. We also cover the arms so that they are covered. That way, the product works better after 5 minutes of exposure, and we use our imagination. We come back and apply Mayer's second product. This Mayer is very suitable for using cavitation, or even using the Legodi with alternating current at medium frequency, or simply with the electrocoagulator. Okay? Or you can simply use it with your hands. In this case, I am going to use it with my hands like this, mainly because I applied a generous amount of product with the intention of distributing it over the 2 areas of the body that we are going to be working on. As you can see, okay, remember that these manipulations we are about to do are optional, because if we are going to work with wood therapy, manual body contouring is not necessary. Instead, the movements will mainly help the product penetrate. And while we're at it, we also stimulate peristalsis. These are peristaltic movements of the colon: ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon, sigmoid, rectum, and then we finish the sequence. Let me remind you that everything we do from here toward the groin goes outward, and everything from here goes upward. Okay? And from here toward the groin, from here upward toward the sky. What? Do you think? Great. Once we have applied the products, we lower the arms again and cover them with Mayer's product for the second time. Moyer is an exceptional product because it comes in gel form. It conducts the ultrasonic wave or low frequency ultrasound, and also electricity or electroporation, so we can use it with any of the previously mentioned devices. What do you think? After 5 minutes, he used his imagination. We come back again. And we would be practically ready to apply the oil-based product, which is the cream we use to seal the slimming treatment. We place the arms back where we initially positioned them and look at how the redness of her skin continues to intensify. It's normal for more sensitive areas like the elbow joint to react this way. Any excess product left over, we just finish massaging it. Now, always have a towel on hand so you can remove any excess product and then proceed with the shaping cream. The shaping cream, the jars are very similar, the containers are similar. The difference is the product itself. This one is a cream and the other is a gel. This shaping cream contains other components in addition to those found in Temoyer. But in a cream formulation, as you can see, the cream itself has the ability to hydrate the area and lubricate it to make it easier to use the wooden tools without damaging the skin. See, once I spread the product, it leaves a film of the product like this.